All right, hello everybody, this is James and Riko, which
Hello.
You haven't seen in a while from 40K Amateur. And like I said, we promised that he's busy in his dungeon doing terrain. You're doing terrain, right?
Yeah, I'm doing terrain. Painting and training. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, we're doing a special video, frankly, because we screwed up. We screwed up. We've been doing the trench, we did the trench board, and we've been...
And it was delayed for a little while, so we started the second one, and we won't say who, saved part 3 over the rest of our footage.
I did, but in my defense, I had it on a separate drive, and I went to go plug in the plug to go get it, and I plugged in the wrong plug and completely fried my terabyte drive. Everything. So, rather than try to redo it, because it's the last one, so thank goodness it's the last one.
It's the last one.
It's the last one. So here, finally, after people have been asking, is the final part of how to make a trench board that he did, mostly.
So if you watch them all, no, I did the details.
If you watch them all in order, it seems like they were done overnight.
Yeah, it took a long time.
Just watch them again.
Watch them all in order.
Watch them all again.
And then you'll never, there was no delay.
No delay. But anyway, so what we usually do is we film the process and then we voiced over it. Lost it. So we've got the trench board. We're just going to talk about what we did.
And show you each little bit, because we've got, okay, so we got it all glued, we got it all covered and coated, and what we did next is
Basing, really.
base it and add the details.
And add the details. So we're just going to walk and talk and do it that way, because you guys have been asking for a while to get it up there, and we tried to save it is what the problem was, and then I screwed it up. It's all my fault. Sad panda. All right.
We still love him.
So here we go. All right, so the very next step, where we left off in the last part was we had the glue mixture down, and so we sealed everything, and then what I did is I went back over it and I actually watered down Elmer's glue, and if you look real carefully, you can kind of see where I just put it in a squirt bottle and just sprayed it over random. You can kind of see the streaks, and then I just dumped sand on top of it. I used 4 different kinds of sand, basically playground sand is what I used, 4 different kinds.
And like fine to
coarse, mostly fine with a little bit of coarse. And the reason we use fine is because you don't want to do wobbly syndrome.
Wobbly models.
Syndrome. So that's what we did. But you can actually kind of see where we kind of splattered it on there. And then we sanded the whole entire section. And then I let that dry. And then I did it again with a different sand, back and forth, until we kind of got the texture that we want. So now it wasn't smooth. Now it's rough. After that, go ahead.
One thing to kind of looking at that we were looking at, maybe trying to, where's a good section here, is you got to be careful of straight lines on some of it, but we covered it up and did a pretty good job. So, because straight lines don't happen in nature, but
no, when you look at it from afar, it looks good, but we didn't do that. Then the next thing we do is we painted it. Now, again, word of caution: you need to really do the step in the last video is to coat it. If you don't, if you spray paint this,
and that means coating where the boards
meet the other one
really well under these areas right down here, because if you start spraying, we got one section that ate through. Where'd it go? It's over here.
We actually turned it into a water feature. Yeah. It's over that way. We're over there.
It ate through because it wasn't sealed between this section and this section very well. So
then what we did is we spray painted it, which is the fastest. Now you can airbrush it, but that's going to take forever. But we spray painted, and we kind of debated back and forth on what we were going to use, and we ended up using a specific kind of paint. I'm not sure if we're supposed to say or not, but it's Rust-Oleum, and it's right over here. So we'll show you.
Oh, missed that one. Here, we'll block out the name.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the 2 paints we use. Now it looks the same, but they're actually not. I didn't have the caps. But this is Rust-Oleum hammered, and it's a different kind of paint. We chose this because it kind of gives like a cracked feel. We used gray and brown, a very, very light brown. Don't use black. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but we found that these are...
You can make it all sorts of colors. We wanted to go with the
scorched earth,
yeah, dead
kind of a
planet
thing. So we covered the entire thing with gray first. And you can see it just went gray. Now what this does is this stuff, it doesn't just coat. It's not like a flat color. It's not a base color. It lets some other colors through. It let the sand through, and it's this crack stuff. And it's used to on plastics really, and it creates like a crackle effect. Or they have paints that do that.
Yeah.
And so that's what we use.
It kind of shows you a little bit here, but not you can't see it very well. But what it comes out like.
But this worked out really.
Texturized. Yeah,
it's texturized paint. There we go. And that's the stuff that we used. And then I kind of went over with the very light browns, and you can see the little browns here and there. But mostly this is one color. When I got done with all of that, I actually took some old white paint that was acrylic, not modeling paint, and I just took a big brush and I just dry brushed here and there. You can kind of see it like right here.
Yeah, we took some browns, and then I'll show you. I'll give you a good hint on how to do dry brushing big areas like this. But you get the foam brushes. They're, you know, the top's about yay big. Now here's the trick. I'd love to show you, but I don't have one right now because we used them all.
Chad's Corner, right? We'll use it for Chad's Corner.
There we go. We'll have Chad's Corner show you. So you get the foam brush, the black foam brushes that you use. You snip just the very tip off, and you peel it back because inside there's a plastic piece that keeps it firm. Well, you don't want it to be firm when you're dry brushing, so you peel it back, cut off that plastic piece, put it back together, and then you can use it to dry brush large areas that are bumpy and grumpy.
It will chew up the brushes, so I would suggest
why we don't have any
a lot. We chewed them all up. Then what we decided to do is we decided to add special effects. That's what we were calling. So the very first thing we added is a water effect, which is over there. So we'll come back when we go over there.
So go ahead.
No,
so this is where it ate through. So we actually put a card underneath it, piece of cardstock, because it went all the way through the bottom and ate through it. And then we used this stuff, which is a water effect paint, and
local hobby store. Any water will work.
It was a little pricier than normal paint, but for what it does. And then we put it in all the little divots and created puddles and all sorts of little fun water effects on some of the deeper craters. And it just actually becomes kind of like the special effect blood that Games Workshop just came out with. It always looks wet and sticky still. This looks
watery,
I guess.
We actually what we used it for is to fix all the mistakes we made.
Yeah.
Anytime that it ate a hole through something, that's where we stuck the water effect.
So if we got some deep ones. Then the next thing we did is we did our layer and inside of our craters. Very simple. I just took some different colors of brown and sprayed it. Once again, you got to make sure that you got the glue and everything in there so the spray paint doesn't eat through it. And I layered it from light browns up to a darker brown, and then in the very center I just kind of stood here and shot like the black in there to give the burned out look, so you just get kind of the layered effect of all the different craters in the area. And then I did a light spray of the darker brown and lighter browns over the top of all of kind of the dry brushing just to blend it all in. And then the fun part was all the details.
Yeah, we had some fun with that. First, we'll just start with the simplest stuff, foliage. Everyday sticks out in your yard.
Sticks, yeah, you get sticks, and then you get that
flock,
and what is that? It's that garbage you make trees out of that's make basically like spongy stuff, this flocky tree stuff. Threw some of that on. We didn't want too many standy up trees, so we blew most of them over. Then here, James picked up some sandbags from the local hobby store.
You can also make them out of green stuff. There's plenty of different tutorials.
Or even Sculpey. You can use Sculpey and bake them. You have to bake it, but it comes out.
Yep, so we just did a bunch of sandbags.
So you got sandbags. Those are the actual Games Workshop barrels that you can get out of the battlefield
whatever, but you can get barrels anywhere.
Get wood barrels. There's lots of ones at hobby stores. Obviously just shell casings we put up there for different places.
Real life shell casing. These are real. So you got anybody that reloads ammo or anything? They look like artillery shells?
These are like 9M and 22s that we have. And then you just put pieces and bits. We have like las guns, bolt guns, just stuff laying around.
Your spare stuff that you guys got laying around in your bits box.
Here's a flag. You know, it's trampled up, all muddy. You just kind of throw it in, get it all. And the pretzel stick ladders we ended up putting up here.
They're not really pretzel sticks.
No, they're not. Just kind of look like it. And then this, basically, we just bought. How many did you buy? It was like 100.
I bought a box of 100 popsicle sticks.
And we probably
for
used,
like $3.
Yeah, we used not even probably half. I don't know.
Nope.
We used quite a bit of it. But so I sat there one day.
Quit shaking it. You're like,
Whoa! So I sat there one day and glued, basically, to bake the bridges. You know, you just kind of glue it together like so.
We snapped off the edges.
All of the, we snapped them off because we want them to look rough. You can cut them, whatever, but then every single one of the wall sections throughout, I sat and glued them together. That was probably the most painful. And after gluing them together, each of these glued together, then I spray painted them black and just did brown dry brushing and wood effect, but just mainly dry brushing, and then we glued them all on.
And that's basically how we made the trench board. There's really nothing else to it that I can think of. How about you? There's a Space Marine backpack. Just have fun with it. Do your own thing. The best again is we gotta reiterate is come up with your design first. You gotta come up with your design first and then work from there. The other only draw it out like we did. The other only safety tip we are here in Utah. It is snowing like crazy right now, and don't get it wet because it just starts to peel. So but it's easy fix, and then seal it. Oh, that's right. We used a sealer. Everyday spray can sealer. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you can get it. I think it's made by Hodgepodge actually. So that's it, and we'll just give you a real good overview of the trench right now and show you everything.
Sorry about losing our footage, but that's it. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask.
Yep. Comment below, like, subscribe, and Rico's going to be doing some more stuff here. He's going to do some Aegis Sigmar terrain because I just threw him underneath the bus right there, right?
That's right.
But maybe, inspiration. What else would you guys like to see us do? Comment below, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what else you'd like to see Riko and I kind of come up with. Do you want an Eldar craft world? Do you want a Dark Eldar one? Do you want, I don't know, what else is there? Orkiness?
Orky would be fun.
Orky would be fun. That's just a bunch of looted stuff. Okay, if we do Orky, everybody send us the models you don't want to use, and we will make you an Orky trench board. If you're interested in the rules for this, we came up with custom rules. Comment below and we'll send them to you, or maybe we'll just post them in there. I can't remember. But yeah, custom rules, except for flamers. Flamers are awesome. I think we've talked about it. Yeah. And we'll do a blue table thing, all one shot, right? No editing right here. So, bye everybody.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Peace.